Hey everybody, what is up? It is your boy Dixie Outlaw back again for another video. Now, today's video we are going to talk about utility craft and all of its many wonders. Give me one second. I got my phone that I was looking at. Okay, so pretty much the Furnerator, it burns pretty much everything that you can possibly think of. Hold on one. Alrighty, y'all. But what this is it's called a furnerator, and you can throw coal in here, and it'll actually produce energy. This comes in your different tiers. Different tiers equal more things. Uh, but pretty much whatever you can take and use in here, like whatever can burn, so to speak, is what actually gives you power. There is some things that seem to not work for some reason. No idea why. But yeah, see chest. See, these are supposed to work, but they don't seem to do so. Uh, but you can put wood in here. You can put logs. You can put chest. You can put coal, charcoal, and I do believe even blocks. And it will produce energy based on what you put in it. This is a magmator. Magmator requires lava. Oh, crap. Sorry, y'all. Happens sometimes. The reason why that happens is because how not my how my keyboard is set up is I got to actually press the FN key to be able to do anything. But this, you fill it up with lava, and then the lava will slowly go down because it will use it up to create energy. This one, it requires not just a lava, but it also requires water, and we'll take in today's video will kind of discuss certain things that will actually teach you how to automate this one. But we put water in it, and now as you see, it is producing not much at all. But it is producing energy, and this over here says no coolant heat information. Hold on, let's give it a few buckets here. But over here, you'll take and see that says heat 100%, energy 15%, so on and so forth. And it will just keep going. This one simply just powered by the sun. The base one does 12 DE a tick. And all depending on what time of day it is the efficiency it'll have. As you see, it says 100% efficiency because it's noon. Because I got this in a world where the sun does not move. These are wind turbines. It's not going to work because apparently we're at -60, and these do not work at below a certain Y level. They work better the higher up they are. So if I was to take and say go way up, it still says too low. Let's see. We're going to be here a minute while I build up. There we go. Now as you see, it is working. And it said why it's at an altitude of 80. Efficiency is 112 because it's over a certain. Again, the higher up you go, the more efficient it's going to be. This is producing a rate of 9 DE a tick, which DE is what they're used for their measurements of power. And as you see, this is something weird that happens. It doesn't seem to stack for some reason. I don't know why. Does not work below Y20. There we go. Max height multiplier 360% does not work below Y20. Now as we go over here, this is called a digitizer. Now, in order to actually use the digitizer, and what this does is, if we get something like a blueprint, okay, there we go. Sorry, all my it constantly does this. I don't know why, but as you see, we got an empty blueprint in there. And this is going to require some sort of power, which we will get into later on. Well, actually, we'll go over right now because this is kind of going into hand in hand. These are energy cables. These are item cable or item conduits and fluid pipes. And then you got your item extractor and your fluid extractor. Now, with your fluid extractor and a fluid pipe, you can actually automate this one. Not like that. But if you just do something like this, and then if we was to grab the water bucket, and now this will just constantly keep feeding into this machine because it's constantly getting water. Now, onto the digitizer. What you do is you take whatever it is that you want to make a blueprint of, and then it now makes said blueprint, and you take said blueprint and you will put it into an assembler plus whatever material over here. And as long as it has energy, which these will actually produce energy to the machine right next to them, but not further down the line. But now, as you can see, this will slowly start to run, and this arrow will slowly fill up, and then eventually it will give us a coal block. Because you see the recipe says recipe coal block materials coal 9. Now the crusher, what you can get out of the crusher is all these materials. You can get copper dust, crying obsidian dust, diamond dust, emerald dust, ender pearl dust, energized iron dust, gold dust, iron dust, netherite scrap dust, obsidian dust, quartz dust, refined obsidian dust. I don't know exactly how to get that. Steel dust, netherite dust, pretty much all the dust that you could ever need. And that's all done in this block, which is called the crusher. I don't think I really need to explain to you how these all work. Pretty much whatever material you put into it, it'll crush it. Like if I was to put this in here, it has no energy. It should have energy though. Huh. Highly confused. But anyways, I digress. Nonetheless, this would give you like coal dust. Autosave pretty much It's a sieve. You put your materials that you want to sieve in the top here, and then you would put whatever mesh in the bottom, and then it would give you the same items that you would normally get out of it. And you can easily just like hook up an item system like this, put a chest on top of it, whatever you want to do, and you will get stuff from it. Electronic press. This makes all the plates. Uh, we will talk about that eventually in a video, but I'm kind of doing this video just as a test run, so to speak, to see how this goes. Um, you know, awesome.
Awesome!
But yeah, this will pretty much give you all your presses that you'll need for anything. The harvester, this block is annoying, but no, this block quite honestly is a little bit tedious and annoying to use, which is why you would have to use it in conjunction with something like this, which is an ender hopper. Pretty much think of an absorption hopper on Java. That is what the ender hopper is. Uh, Incinerator, pretty much this an electric furnace. Anything that can be put into a furnace and have whatever come out the other side is you can put food in here, sand to make glass, whatever it is. This is what you do. You can put your dust of certain materials in here, raw materials, whatever, and it will give you the outcome. Infuser, this is a block I'm actually going to have to kind of talk about in the next episode, but the infuser is pretty much how you take and do a lot of things. This is how you can get uh, the enriched iron, which then you can convert to dust. And this is how you get steel. Early game steel production is not this. This is not even really late game. This is more like maybe mid game, if that type production. Uh, And then you have a block placer. Pretty much this does exactly what it says it's going to do. When it is supplied with power, it will break blocks. Ooh, let me just grab. These blocks are the most finickiest because you have to wait for it to be highlighted for you to be able to do anything with it. I should have really gave myself. There we go. And it will break said block. This one, however, is the exact opposite. It will place said block. As soon as it is powered, it will place said block. Whatever block you put into it, it will break. Um, I don't know what these are really good for. I mean, if you wanted to kind of like set up some sort of weird system and just have it constantly breaking and placing, you can do that. This pretty much you can farm any material. You can take and do trees in here, and you can actually do it with dirt, or you can do it with soil. Again, I will talk about more in-depth stuff in the next episode. This induction anvil, if anybody's played Java, you will know what a diamond anvil is, or an electric anvil. This is exactly the same thing. If you have a damaged item, you throw it in here, it will repair said item using electricity instead of materials and levels. Magmatic generator, this thing will take certain things like like if you give it some magma blocks, it will convert those into lava. Again, it has no electricity. This is nonsense. But as you see, it will slowly produce lava over time. This can be given multiple different types of blocks to actually produce magma. The ones I know of off the top of my head are magma blocks and cobblestone, and you can actually hook up a cobblestone generator straight up to this, and it'll just constantly be producing cobblestone for you as long as you feed it power. As you see, now we have a tiny little bit of lava in there. This, what one is this? This is a waste center. This, again, because I'm already running almost 16 minutes. But pretty much this is teleportation, and trust me, it gets really complicated really quickly. This is an XP storage, but it does not work. It makes noises like it's going to work, but it does not. And then you have stuff like mechanical hopper, mechanical upper, and mechanical dropper. These all can have a filter put on them. And what these do is pretty much these are an advanced version of your hopper. I know this drops like a full stack at a time. And then this pushes items up, this pushes items down, pretty much your normal type stuff. They can just be have filters put on them, or they can have upgrades put on them for speeding them up. I believe it's called an efficiency upgrade. Ooh. Give me 1 second here. Yes, it's a speed upgrade. They can have speed upgrades put on them. So for this one, yeah, even that one can. Uh, the Ender Hopper can have a range upgrade put on it. It can have a filter upgrade, and it can also have a speed upgrade. And you can actually click on it and see the slots, or you can shift click on it with an empty hand, adjust the radius, enable it, disable it, and it will literally, if an item gets thrown on the ground, it sucks it up, and then you can have that on top of a chest and have it again automatically put into machines. Now we get to these. We already talked about a little bit, and the item extractor extracts items from a chest or machine, and then you can hook it up to another chest or hook it up to a storage system or whatever. Fluid extractor does the same thing, except for you can hook it up to a tank. Um, that is pretty much the quick down and dirty of the machines and what they do. I am going to be making another video actually talking more in depth about what each one of these machines do. But you know, that is another video in the bag, and I hope it really does help you. I think it should help you out a little bit, because at least in this video, I wanted to kind of get y'all a base understanding for each one of these machines. And I hope I did accomplish that, because these machines are not too complicated when you know kind of how they work and what they do. The main thing that kind of sucks getting your head around is certain stuff like this. Because how the harvester works is it can do a 9x9, but you have to upgrade it, because this has a speed upgrade, energy upgrade, and a range upgrade. And then you are going to have to put something with it like an ender hopper, so when it does harvest said items, it will put them into here, and then it can put them into a chest or whatever, so on and so forth, and then it can actually put it wherever you need it. It's a little tedious, it's a little annoying per se, but it does get the job done, and these are amazing add-on. Like, I got to give mad props to the creator of this. I think it was something Doors Studios or something like that. But this is an amazing add-on. It automates so many things. And in my opinion, it's very survival friendly, especially as if you remember my other video where I kind of talked a little bit about what you can get from sieving and stuff, different materials and stuff you can get from sieving and what materials you can sieve in order to get those said materials. So it does kind of balance it out a little bit, and it makes it so nice and easy to automate all sorts of different things, automate resource gathering, so on and so forth. Which, if you are a player like me, that's what I love doing. I do that in uh, my own worlds that I play off camera. I always have utilities crafts in it. I always make sure I have JEI, just enough items, because these things are the GOAT. Like, there's certain things that I will refuse to make a world without, and this is definitely one of those things, just because what it can actually do and what it can actually accomplish. Um, because if you hook it up right and you do it right, you can actually really accomplish a lot. And these are the plates I was telling you about. You got your netherite plates, copper plates, iron plates, steel plates, energized iron plates, and gold plates. There's only 6 plates to remember. They are used in recipes. Uh, but yeah, it's just a really, really nice add-on. I gotta give major props to the creators of it. I hope they don't mind me doing a video on it. I'm doing a video on it kind of to help out y'all out there that want to download this pack, which I honestly think you should. I give this pack an amazing, amazing rating. I cannot stress it enough. It is definitely
Awesome!
like, this is just a beautiful pack, beautifully done, beautifully balanced, beautifully crafted. Uh, so definitely give it a check out. Again, it is downloadable on MCPEDL, which is an app you can download on your phone or on your tablet. And this is a free pack. It's called Utility Craft, and it is amazing. But I digress. That's enough talking for me in this episode. I hope y'all did enjoy this episode, though. If you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of all my future uploads. And this has been your boy Dixie Outlaw, and I am signing off, y'all.